What's up, guys? It is Kristen and done by Michael Boost. I feel like you gotta like upvote that. Like you gotta like you have the coolest damn name.
Fanfare, you know, Roman trumpets. I'm walking out into the Colosseum to decide people's fates with a turn of my thumb.
I want to make like an intro to your name and be like, ah, and like just make it so cool. I think it'd be epic. But you guys, this is part 3. Let's go.
Oh, they got a giant metal bean too, like Chicago.
Yep.
Everybody's tired at the top of the stairs.
Oh my God, look at him.
Sitting in between them.
He keeps pushing him.
Oh my God.
Really?
Phone kallan pidi. Etra lajjavaham.
Oh, right, because it's her old phone. Yeah, way to look like a dick.
Yep.
JK, you know John F. Kennedy?
JK John F. Kennedy.
Get out of here. You're such a dick.
ജീവിതത്തിൽ എനിക്ക് തെറ്റുപറ്റിയ അപൂർവം ചില നിമിഷങ്ങളിൽ സച്ചിൻ.
What are those rare moments
Hey,
in
he
life
said
where I was
sorry.
wrong? Okay.
He said sorry.
Let's go, Amal. Let's go.
Wingman
That's
for the
a
win.
wingman right
That is
there.
a solid friend right there, man.
That poor bus. Got the night mask on. Man, they really went on a whole tour.
Whenever you're planning for a trip next time, make sure Amal and Sachin are a part of it.
Yes!
Because they bring the party.
അവന്മാരായിട്ടൊരു പോക്ക് പോകുന്നുണ്ട്.
Oh. Oh.
Last final trip. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
എടാ നിന്റെ റെസ്യൂമേ ഞാൻ കണ്ടായിരുന്നല്ലോ. എന്തോന്നാടാ അത്?
എന്തേ?
റേഷൻ കാർഡിന്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട് പേജ് പോലെ ഉണ്ട്. നാളെ നീ എൻ്റെ കൂടെ വാ, നമുക്ക് ഒരുമിച്ച് പോയത് റെഡിയാക്കാം.
ഒരുമിച്ച് പോവാം.
Making a resume is not intuitive and nobody teaches courses on it. Ever.
പ്രേമം കൊടുമ്പിലുണ്ടിരിക്കാണ്ട അവൾക്ക്.
Oh, now his tune changes.
മറ്റവൻ ആദി ഏതാണ്ട് ഒതുങ്ങിയ മട്ട. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇനി ഒരു സാഹചര്യവും സമയവും കിട്ടിയ നീ അവളോട് കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞു.
Come on, she's gotta know. I mean, you're not inobvious.
ഇതാണ് റെസ്യൂമേ.
എടി ഡേറ്റ് ഓഫ് ബർത്ത് അത് 16 മാർച്ച് 1999.
അപ്പൊ നീ എന്നെ ചേച്ചിന്ന് വിളിക്കണല്ലോ.
Oh, dang.
അതൊരു പ്രശ്നമാണോ?
എന്ത് പ്രശ്നം?
Because she said she wanted to marry a guy older.
Oh, that's right.
What's your marital status?
അൺമാരീഡ്.
ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ അൺമാരീഡ് ആയിട്ട് നടന്നാ മതിയോ കൂട്ടുകാരാ? ഒരു കല്യാണമൊക്കെ കഴിക്കണ്ടേ?
Yeah, to you.
ഒരൊറ്റ യെസ് മതി.
ആരുടെ? പെണ്ണിന്റെ അച്ഛന്റെയോ?
അല്ല, പെൺകുട്ടിയുടെ.
അതേ ഇത് പെണ്ണ്.
This is so clever. Come on.
ആ പെൺകുട്ടി
You can do it.
ഇപ്പൊ എന്റെ തൊട്ടുമുമ്പിലിരുന്ന് എനിക്ക് CV റെഡിയാക്കി തന്നോണ്ടിരിക്കുക.
Oh,
She got it.
പ്രപ്പോസ്
Took a second.
കേട്ടിട്ട് എന്തോന്നി?
എനിക്ക് കിട്ടാവുന്നതിൽ വെച്ച് ഏറ്റവും വേർസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പോസൽ ആണെന്ന് തോന്നി.
Aw, I thought it was cute.
I did too.
I thought it was adorable.
സച്ചിന്റെ കോമഡി ടൈം ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞു. നീയേ ഫ്രണ്ട് അടുത്ത് പോവാൻ നോക്കി.
കോമഡിയാ?
She thought he was joking.
നിനക്ക് ഞാൻ ഈ പറയുന്നൊക്കെ കോമഡി ആയിട്ടാണോ തോന്നുന്നത്?
സീരിയസ് ആയിരുന്നോ? അങ്ങനെയാണ് അതിനെ പറ്റിയ മറുപടി ഉണ്ട് എന്റെ കയ്യില്.
I don't want your answers.
നടക്കില്ല സച്ചിനെ.
Oh.
Dang.
He's like, I don't need to hear yet.
എന്നെ ജോലിക്ക് വേണ്ടി റെഫർ ചെയ്യണം, നിന്റെ ഫ്ലാറ്റിലേക്ക് ക്ഷണിക്കണം, ഇപ്പൊ ദേ എനിക്ക് CV റെഡിയാക്കി തരണം. ഇതിന്റെ ഒക്കെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? പിന്നെ
ഇതിന്റെ അർത്ഥം പിന്നെ പ്രേമം എന്നാണല്ലോ.
അതല്ലേ നാട്ടുകടപ്പ്.
Aw.
യോഗ്യരായിട്ടുള്ള പലരും ഉള്ളപ്പോ പിന്നെ
യോഗ്യരായിട്ടുള്ള പലരുവോ?
പലരും അല്ല, ഒരാള്.
ആദ്യമാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചെങ്കിൽ ആദ്യം എന്റെ ബെസ്റ്റ് ആണ്.
He's your bestie?
നിനക്ക് മറ്റേ ഡയലോഗും കൂടി പറയായിരുന്നില്ല ഒരു ഭംഗിക്ക്?
എന്ത്?
നിനക്ക് എന്നെക്കാൾ നല്ല പെണ്ണിന് കിട്ടും.
അതിലെനിക്ക് സംശയമുണ്ട്. നല്ല മതിപ്പുണ്ട്.
At least she's confident. I am the best you're gonna get, and I'm not here for you. Sorry.
It was kind of rude.
സച്ചിനെ.
Let him have his moment. Let him be mad about it.
Yep.
എടി ഞാൻ നാളെ പേപ്പർ ഇടുവാ. നീ റിസൈൻ ചെയ്യുവാണോ?
You resigning?
കാസിന്റെ കമ്പനിയിലെ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാം സെറ്റ് ആണ്. അത്യാവശ്യം നല്ല പാക്കേജും ഉണ്ട്.
Well, that's good. At least she's moving up in the world.
അക്കൗണ്ട് ക്രിയേഷൻ ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുമായിരുന്നു. സേവിങ്സ് അക്കൗണ്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ 18 വയസ്സിന് താഴെയുള്ളവർക്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്നുള്ള കാണിക്കണേ.
അതിനെന്താ? 18 വയസ്സായത് ഇവിടെ ആർക്കും സാലറി കിട്ടാറില്ലല്ലോ. 3.5 വർഷമായി ഞാൻ ഈ നെറ്റ് ബാങ്ക് പ്രൊജക്ടിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട്. ഞാൻ എഴുതിയ ഒരു കോഡിൽ ഇതുവരെ ഒരു ഇഷ്യൂ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടില്ല.
Oh, God.
ഇതൊരു ഇഷ്യൂ അല്ല. റീനു ചെല്ല്.
Oh, God.
ഞാനിത് പറയണ്ടെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചതാണ്. അന്നത്തെ ആ ട്രിപ്പ് അതെനിക്കൊരു വേഴ്സ്റ്റ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു.
The worst experience? Everyone else had fun.
അതിന് റീനു കൂടെ കാരണക്കാരിയാണ്. ആവശ്യമില്ലാത്ത അലവലാദികളൊക്കെ വലിച്ചു കയറ്റിട്ട് ഞാൻ പലതവണ പറഞ്ഞാണ്. ഇനിയെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കൂ.
Wow. Talk about vindictive.
എനിക്കിപ്പോ എന്റെ ഭാഗത്ത് മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ഉള്ള പോലെ തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ വളരെ റാൻഡായിട്ട് നിനക്ക് ചെയ്തിരുന്ന പല കാര്യങ്ങളും നീ വേറെ രീതിയിലാണ് അത് റീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഈ സംസാരമൊക്കെ നിർത്താം. ഈ കറങ്ങലും കാണലും ഒന്നും വേണ്ട. എന്തെങ്കിലും അത്യാവശ്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രം കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. നിനക്ക് എന്താന്നും പറയാനില്ലേ?
I love you.
സച്ചിനെ പ്ലീസ് ഡോണ്ട് ഡു ദിസ്.
He said it though.
എടാ നിന്നെ ടേക്ക് കെയർ ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നല്ലേ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നേ. എനിക്ക് പറ്റില്ല സച്ചിൻ എന്നെ കൊഞ്ചിച്ചോണ്ട് നടക്കാൻ.
നീ അതൊക്കെ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ലേ?
സോറി, ഞാൻ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
എനിക്ക് ഇങ്ങനത്തെ കെയറിംഗ് ഒന്നും എന്റെ വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. ചിലപ്പോ
സച്ചിനെ മതി, നിർത്തിക്കോ. നീ വലിയൊരു ഹാർട്ട് ബ്രേക്കിലേക്കാണ് പോകുന്നത്. ഇത് ഇവിടെ വെച്ച് നിർത്താനാണ് നിനക്കല്ല എനിക്കും.
I will never stop trying.
ഹലോ, എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി എന്റെ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ആണ്. പക്ഷെ ഇതിനൊരു സൊല്യൂഷൻ ഇല്ലേ? ഞാൻ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്തയാ.
Oh, he's given her his phone, the phone back. Work calls always happen at the worst time.
എനിക്ക് വൺ സൈഡ് ലവ് സെറ്റ് ആവില്ലടാ. കോളേജിൽ ഉണ്ടായതിനേക്കാളും മോശം അവസ്ഥയിൽ കൂടെ ഇപ്പൊ പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കണത്.
Oh, buddy. What is happening now?
They're moving.
Daddy.
Oh, that might just be the lock on their door, actually.
Maybe.
ഇതൊന്നും അവനെ തിരിച്ചു കൊടുത്തേക്കോ?
അവൻ ചെന്നൈക്ക് പോയി.
What?
അമലെ, ഞാൻ അവനെ ഹേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പറഞ്ഞതല്ല.
എന്നാ അവനത് ഒട്ട് ഹേർട്ട് ആയിട്ടില്ല.
Dang.
എടാ എന്റെ കമ്പനിയിൽ കാര്യം നടക്കില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ വേക്കൻസി ഇല്ല.
എടാ തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പരിപാടി കിട്ടുമോ പിടിച്ചെടുക്കാനായിട്ട്?
You would have had a job. If you weren't upset, you would have had a job.
അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പരിപാടി ഉണ്ട്. ഞാൻ മുമ്പ് പോയിരുന്നാണ്. അല്ല, നീ മറ്റേ കാര്യം നുണ പറഞ്ഞാണല്ലോ.
Oh, he's doing paid audience work.
നീ അവളും സെറ്റാണെന്ന് നീ വിഷമിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി പറഞ്ഞതല്ല.
I hope he becomes famous. That'd be cool. A famous comedian.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be great?
ഞാനും വികാസും കൂടെ ഹൈദരാബാദിലെ ഫ്രണ്ട്സിനോട് ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഡേറ്റ് ഒന്നും തീരുമാനിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. തീരുമാനിക്കുമ്പോ പറയാം. ഓക്കെ.
My friend. Oh, baby girl. You gotta call her, man.
I guess you're doing it.
Gah!
I mean, I'm rooting for them.
I know, I'm rooting for them too.
But he needs to figure out him.
You're right.
Before
You're
he
right.
calls her.
You're right.
That's why I'm like, I'm not rushing. I want him to blow up and then be like,
But I think he's punishing himself by going to Shania. He could figure out options there. He could sort his stuff out by going back. I think he needs to go back. Having a miserable time and it's absolutely no one's fault. He's here.
look away. Oh. Yo. Savage.
Super cash.
He's like, sup.
എടാ നീ ചെന്നൈന്നാണോ വരുന്നേ?
അല്ല, ഞാൻ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നത്. എന്റെ വിസ വന്നായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പോവാണ് യുകെയിലേക്ക്.
So he's full ditching. He's just out of here.
നാളെ പോവും.
ഇവിടുന്നായിരിക്കോ പോകുന്നേ?
അതെന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇവിടുന്ന് കുറച്ച് സാധനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കാനുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടുന്ന് പോവാന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു. നാളെ രാവിലെ 11:30 ഫ്ലൈറ്റ്. ഇവിടുന്ന് നേരെ ദുബായ്, അവിടുന്ന് നേരെ ലണ്ടൻ.
Nice. You're gonna love it. And you're gonna come back a man.
കുറച്ചു ദിവസം മുന്നേ നിന്നെ വിളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, മെസ്സേജ് അയച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നീ രണ്ടിനും റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്തില്ല.
റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എന്തിനാണ് അറിയുന്നത്?
You told me you didn't want to communicate.
എന്തായിരുന്നു കാര്യം? എന്തായിരുന്നു? എന്തെങ്കിലും അത്യാവശ്യം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നോ?
അല്ല, ഞാനെന്ന് അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ
You would have known if you'd picked up.
വിഷമിച്ചു പോയെന്ന് അമൽ പറഞ്ഞു. അത് കേട്ടപ്പോ ഒരു മനസ്സമാധാനം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. അതാ വിളിച്ചേ.
നിന്റെ മനസ്സമാധാനം അതെപ്പോഴും ഓക്കെ ആയിരിക്കണം.
He's being a little vindictive.
സച്ചിൻ, അമൽ, we need to talk.
ഞങ്ങൾ പോരാത്തതിന് 3 അടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആദ്യം ചെല്ല്, നമുക്ക് പിന്നെ സംസാരിക്കാം.
Now's not the time to talk, bud.
Oh, shoot.
Oh no.
സച്ചിൻ, what's your problem? റീനു ആകെ വിഷമത്തിലാണ് because of you.
എനിക്ക് വ്യക്തമായില്ല.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ നെറ്റ് ബാങ്ക് ടീം ഒരു ഫാമിലി പോലെയായിരുന്നു. Now it's like a dysfunctional family. എല്ലാം വളരെ ശാന്തമായിരുന്നു, ശ്രാവണിയുടെ വെഡിങ് വരെ. Then you two came.
How is this my fault?
നിങ്ങൾ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഫാമിലിയിലേക്ക് നുഴഞ്ഞു കയറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. രണ്ട് പരാതി ജീവികളെ പോലെ.
This guy is so self-important.
സെന്റി അടിച്ച് അവളുടെ കൂടെ ട്രെയിനിൽ നാട് വരെ കൂട്ടുപോവുക, അവളുടെ ബർത്ത് ഡേ പാർട്ടിക്ക് വരിക, ഞങ്ങളുടെ ട്രിപ്പിൽ വരിക, എന്തോ പച്ചമരുന്ന് കലക്കി കൊടുത്ത് അവളെ വശീകരിക്കാൻ നോക്കുക. സച്ചിൻ, ഇനിയെങ്കിലും what's your problem, man?
This guy's so paranoid.
എനിക്ക് അവളോട് ഭയങ്കര പ്രേമമാണ്. ഞാനത് അവളോട് പറഞ്ഞു. അവള് പറ്റൂലെന്നും പറഞ്ഞു. പിറ്റേ ദിവസം തന്നെ ഞാൻ സ്ഥലം വിട്ടു. ഇപ്പൊ നാളെ
Getting as far away as I can.
അതിനിടയ്ക്ക് നീ അവളെ പ്രപ്പോസും ചെയ്തോ?
പിന്നല്ലാണ്ട് നിന്റെ പോലെ ബെസ്റ്റ് കളിച്ച് പുറകെ നടക്കണം. എനിക്ക് കിട്ടിയില്ല, കിട്ടൂല.
You go, boy. That's right.
എനിക്ക് റീനുവിനോട് പ്രേമാണെന്ന് കരുതിയിട്ടായിരിക്കും നിങ്ങൾ ചീപ്പ് ഷോ കാണിക്കുന്നത് അല്ലേ?
Are you not?
പ്രേമുണ്ടോന്ന് എനിക്ക് അറിയില്ല. നമുക്ക് നേരിട്ട് ചോദിക്കാം. Now tell me, do you love me?
No.
What an egotistical dick.
റീനുവിന്
Oh my God, they all just
Questions
died.
എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായില്ല.
You don't understand the question.
എനിക്ക് തന്നെ ഇഷ്ടമല്ല.
These two.
Any reason?
ഒരു 100 റീസൺ തരാം. എടോ ആ ട്രിപ്പിന് തനിക്ക് അറ്റൻഷൻ കിട്ടാത്തതിന്റെ ദേഷ്യല്ലേ താൻ അന്ന് ആ പ്രൊജക്ടിനോട് തീർത്ത്? മീറ്റിംഗിന്റെ സമയത്ത് മുങ്ങിയല്ലോ താൻ.
എനിക്കൊന്ന് വിശാഖപട്ടണത്ത്
പാളമേടിയിൽ പോയതായിരിക്കും.
Exactly.
They're both like just sitting here watching him dig his own grave.
Hey, that would make me feel really good after getting rejected. I'm not gonna lie.
നീ അല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞ എന്റെ കംഫർട്ട് സോൺ വിട്ട് പുറത്തു വരണം, ഷെല്ലിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഒതുങ്ങി കൂടരുതെന്ന്. ഇപ്പൊ എന്റെ സകല ഷെല്ലും പൊട്ടിരിക്കണം. വാടാ.
Let's go. I got nothing to lose. Bring it on.
I can't prepare. Oh gosh.
Fist fight. ശ്രീനി, സ്ത്രീകളും കുട്ടികളും മാറ്റി നിർത്ത്. രക്തം
Take the women and kids away.
ആദിയുടെ കോമഡി സ്കിറ്റ് ആരും പറഞ്ഞില്ലല്ലോ.
Meanwhile, she's here like this is my engagement party.
Oh,
why are you
gosh.
ruining this?
I'll show you guys who I am.
അയ്യോ മമ്മിനോടൊന്നും പോയി പറഞ്ഞേക്കല്ലേ, ചതിക്കല്ലേ.
It was good. Adi deserved the roast, but like not the behavior you want at a friend's party. 11:30 in the morning?
Shoes on.
You gotta rumble.
Hi Damal. Hi Macha.
Yeah, you're hoping she'll come stop you.
Even if she did show up, I wouldn't give her my ticket like that.
No?
No, I'd be like, yo, I'm going. My ticket is set. I paid too much money for this. Oh, she's going with him.
She going, that's not nearly enough.
ഫ്ലൈറ്റിൽ പോകുന്ന കാരണം ഫോൺ ഫ്ലൈറ്റ് മോഡിൽ ഇട്ടേക്കുക.
You put your phone on flight mode before you even got to the airport?
എടാ ഇത് ഞാൻ നിനക്ക് വേണ്ടി മേടിച്ചതാ, ഒരു ജാക്കറ്റാ.
Oh, sweet.
It gets cold in the UK.
Why is she getting in the car? Amal, what's this?
അത് നീ അറിയണ്ട, മിണ്ടാട്ടിരിയോടാ.
She wants to be able to say goodbye properly.
Oh
my God! I really thought we were having a sweet emotional moment, and now here he is.
നമ്മുടെ ടാർഗറ്റ്.
What?
രണ്ട് കൈ രണ്ട് കാലും തല്ലി പിടിച്ചേക്ക്. കൂട്ടത്തിലൊരു പെൺകുട്ടിയുണ്ട്. അവളെ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യണ്ട. മറ്റൊരുത്തരുണ്ടല്ലോ കണ്ടോച്ചോൻ, അവനെ എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഗ്യാപ്പ് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു കണ്ണൂത്ത് പിടിച്ചേക്ക്.
I did not see that coming.
ഔട്ടർ റിംഗ് റോഡ് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു സ്ഥലമുണ്ട്.
Brought your thug boys.
പൂച്ചക്കുട്ടി പോലും അറിയില്ല. നമുക്ക് അവന്മാരെ അവിടെ വെച്ച് കൂട്ടാം. ശരി കൂട്ടാ.
Oh my God!
Dude, he's leaving.
This escalated so quickly.
I did not see that coming.
നിന്റെ പ്രശ്നം എന്താ ഇപ്പോ?
എനിക്കെന്ത് പ്രശ്നം? പരമസുഖം, ഒരു പണിയില്ല, വീട്ടിലും പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇപ്പതേ കണ്ണി കണ്ട രാജ്യത്ത് പോയിട്ട് കഷ്ടപ്പെടാൻ പോവാണ്. ഹാപ്പി ലൈഫ്.
ഇത്ര കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട് പോകുന്ന എന്തിനാ പിന്നെ? പോവാതിരുന്നൂടെ?
Yeah, right. If you're not happy about going, why are you going?
ഗൈസ്, നിങ്ങൾ പാനിക് ആവില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാനൊരു കാര്യം പറയട്ടെ.
എന്താ?
കൊറേ നേരമായിട്ട് ഒരു എൻഡവർ നമ്മളെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ എടുക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ ഷോർട്ട് കട്ടും.
Oh gosh.
അത് കിട്ടാൻ മോനെ ഒരു കൈ അടച്ചെന്നാ പറയുന്ന വടി കറക്കി ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് അകത്തിട്ടുടൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നു. വേണ്ട, അവന്മാര് പേടിക്കണം.
കഴിഞ്ഞ് എന്റെ UK പോക്കൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ്. അവളുടെ വിസ വണ്ടി സൈഡ് ആയി കൊടുക്കണം.
Let them do whatever they want.
പ്ലീസ്, എന്തിനായേ? കുറച്ചു നേരം മതി.
Like, we're tired from being threatening.
എടാ നീ ഇങ്ങനെ
It's exhausting being
നിന്റെ
thugs.
UK പോക്ക് തുടങ്ങാൻ പോകുന്നില്ല.
2 minutes.
അത് തുടങ്ങിയാൽ തന്നെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമല്ല അത്.
പ്രശ്നമല്ലാതാ, പിന്നെ നീ എനിക്ക് ചെലവിന്.
ആ ഞാൻ ചെലവിന് തന്നോളാം.
Oh, what?
നീ ഹൈദരാബാദ് വിട്ട് പോകുന്നത് എനിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമല്ല. കുറച്ചുനാൾ ഇവിടുന്ന് മാറുന്നപ്പോഴാണ് എനിക്കത് മനസ്സിലായത്. നീ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചില്ലേ നിന്നെ ടേക്ക് കെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഞാൻ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ലെന്ന്?
I did enjoy it.
ശരിയാണ്, എന്റെ പാർട്ട്ണറെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള കോൺസെപ്റ്റുകൾക്കൊക്കെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ആണ് നീ. പക്ഷെ ഒരു ഗട്ട് ഫീലിംഗ് ഞാൻ പറയാ, I think I'm falling for you.
അങ്ങനെയൊന്നും പറഞ്ഞ അവന് മനസ്സിലാവൂല. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്ക്.
Tell him straight. Hit him with the brick.
I love you.
What? But you just.
I love this. This is a great moment.
I'm going. All the best, guys.
I'm out of here.
ചേട്ടൻ ഇത് പേഴ്സണൽ ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കരുത്.
Adi, please,
എന്നോട് അനിയനായിട്ട്.
We can talk.
The time for talking has passed.
ടോക്കിംഗ് ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല മോളെ, ഇനി ആക്ഷൻ ടൈം.
അവളൊന്നും ചെയ്യില്ലേ?
എന്നെ പേർക്ക് 100 റീസൺ ഉണ്ടല്ലേ നിനക്ക്, എങ്കിലത് 101ാമത്തെ റീസൺ.
This guy's insane.
സ്ത്രീകളെ തല്ലി എന്നുള്ള ചീത്ത പേര് എനിക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കി വെക്കരുത്. You know, I am myself a
Wow.
feminist.
What the?
I hated the air quotes around feminist.
Pepper spray.
Here comes. Get him.
എതിരാളിയുടെ കണ്ണിലേക്കൊന്ന് സ്പ്രേ ചെയ്താൽ നിലം പരിശ.
Oh no. Get all of them. Sick them. Everybody in the car. Go. Run.
There's that random little dog walking by. Did you see that? What an extra.
നമുക്ക് ആർക്കും ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് അറിയില്ല സോറി മോനോടിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ
They got away.
നമ്മളെ ഇവിടൊക്കെ ഒരുമിച്ച് പോയിട്ടുണ്ടടി ഓൾഡ് ഹൈദരാബാദ് ന്യൂ ഹൈദരാബാദ് പ്രസാദ IMAX എന്നിട്ട് ചാവാൻ പോണ നേരത്ത് മാത്രം തോന്നിയുള്ളൂ അല്ല നിനക്ക് ഐ ലവ് യു പറയാം എനിക്കത് മര്യാദക്കൊന്നും എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോലും പറ്റിയില്ല നീ അത് ഒന്നുകൂടി പറഞ്ഞേ മര്യാദക്ക് എനിക്കത് വിശ്വസിക്കാലോ അല്ലേ ഞാൻ ഇനി സിംഗിൾ അല്ലല്ലോ
Aw.
അല്ല.
Well, maybe she'll just have to wait for him to come back.
പോയിട്ട് വരാം
ശരിടാ
Bye.
That was cute.
That was adorable.
He's not gonna go. Think he's gonna go? Or he's gonna come
I don't
back?
know. At this point, it's 50-50.
I want him to go, and then I'm like, just for the happy ending.
Right.
I want him to come back and be like, nah.
എടി അതാ പ്രായത്തിന്റെ അവൻ എന്റെ കെയറിങ് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടില്ല എന്നാ പിന്നെ പോട്ടെ പുല്ലെന്ന് ഞാനും വിചാരിച്ചു അല്ല
Oh, we went back in time.
Yeah, we went back in time.
All right, it's
who
gonna
got
be
hit
him.
in the head?
That's a guy hit in the head. Guaranteed.
ഞാൻ ബിയർക്കാൻ താഴോട്ട് അറിയാൻ പോവാ ഇതാരുടെ തലയിൽ ചെന്ന് വീഴുന്നോ അവനെ നീ കിട്ടും കെട്ടണം
His fate.
Was him.
The old man was yelling, but it hit him. What a beautiful
That's
reveal.
cute.
I love that.
I like that.
Aw, that's super
I'm glad they
sweet.
brought that back.
And they just kept playing with the can down the street.
Just for the happy ending.
Right.
I want him to come back and be like, nah.
Oh, she's so cute.
But here's the thing, though. We have to remember, he had to save up a lot to get there.
No, it's
so
true.
It's like,
It'd be
so for
blowing
me,
a lot of
I would
money,
be
yeah.
really upset. Thank you.
Yeah, he's going.
I hope. I'm going to be a little upset if he doesn't take this opportunity. I love this ending versus the other scenario that most people would have given the film.
Where he gets off the plane and he comes back for her and he's like, I want to make my life with you here and whatnot.
Yep.
It was sweet and it was hopeful. It left us with hope. It wasn't like, the relationship is there. We didn't get the catharsis of like, they're going to have this relationship. It's like, okay, we're going to try. And like, we're left hopeful for future things in life and future things for them.
Yep.
You know, it's up to our imagination whether they make it or not, but there's just a little grain of hope rather than just like knowing what the relationship plays out. It's not a full happy ending, but it gives us that cathartic release.
I am beyond thrilled and grateful that they did not make our boy skip his flight. Because you sit there, we go from the beginning and to see how much he's grown and how far he's come.
Yeah.
I need that success for him to find out who he is so he can stand on his own 2 feet and grow as an individual. And I just thought I feel like most people, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to give this up. And I'm like, dude, this guy comes from a family, that doesn't have much. And for him to get that far, and that's something he's always wanted to begin with, and to work that hard for it, I needed them to give it to him. And I needed that. I really did. I was like, oh man, please don't do the happy ending thing. Like where it's just like you get off the plane. Like I get it, but that's not what I wanted for it because I think I got so invested in his character and his growth. And I'm just rooting for him so badly as a man. You know what I mean? Like because I feel like in the beginning he was a child.
He had some growing he had to do. Yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
and I feel like this is the journey. I'm like, oh my gosh, my little baby's going to be a man, and he's going to come back and get the girl of his dreams, and he's going to be so impressive.
He's going to figure himself out.
Yes, I needed that, and I loved it. And his friend, if that's not a wingman, I don't know.
Oh my God,
Amal was fire.
The best wingman.
Like the best
wingman of all wingmen. He was there. He supported his buddy.
He jumped in. He scooted. I love when he like scoots him and he's like, I got you, bro.
I gotta come through and see this.
Could you imagine your friend? Like he knows you're in love with this girl and he's like, I got you. Go get her. Go get her.
Go get her. Go get your girl. Go get your girl.
I I love that.
I
that was
agree.
the best.
Amal was the wingman to end all wingman.
He is solid.
I loved this film because it really felt like a rom-com. And it's not something that I've seen from Indian cinema where we get like a true rom-com. Usually it's like the kind of big extravagant romance where we're chasing the girl the whole time and there's drama and there's like tears and everything. But this was a light, happy, like youthful rom-com where we had the funny antagonist of Adi, we had the funny wingman of Amal, and the two other like side characters that were always button heads, and then the whole story was centered around their relationship and them kind of circling each other, and it was really like subtle and soft, and there were no really big dramatic moments. Even their like big dramatic fight was understated and something that would happen in real life. It felt real.
Yes, it felt real. It was comfortable, but it was like also like you're like, because you're rooting for them. And I think they did this storyline so well that it really was an easy story to take in and swallow and just actually enjoy. Like really enjoy without trying too hard. Or like sometimes, when you watch films, you have to really like take it for what it is.
Yeah.
And then from there you enjoy it, right? And then or you have to like sit there and a little bit you're like, oh my God, that's funny. But let me put these pieces together. This one, even with like the subtitles, sometimes you ever struggle with some of these like on subtitles and you're like, oh, I missed that.
Yeah, it's going so fast. You're like, hang on,
there's so much
lost,
going on
behind.
and there's so much. This one, even if you missed a little like something in the subtitles, it was still easy to follow. And it was very relaxing and calming.
Yes.
But it was beautiful. And I loved the innocence of it. This had a lot of innocence.
Yeah.
It was sweet and precious.
They were just a couple of young people being young in the big city and falling for each other and growing up together and, figuring out this big thing called love. Because like there's no right answers to it. I mean, we were talking about during the reaction, love at first sight. Like that's not everybody's experience. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go through a lot. Sometimes you don't even realize that the person you love is the person you love. I mean, like, I talk about love at first sight with my wife. We circled around each other for like a whole year before I finally got up the gumption to like ask her out.
Yeah.
And the confidence, a lot of it was like, yeah, we're like really great and we have this great rapport and I love being around her, but like, it's also a great friendship and I don't necessarily want to ruin that great friendship and, have things go sideways like they did towards the end when he actually proposed and like outed his feelings. Because sometimes when you are certain about your own feelings, the other person isn't necessarily. And so they have to have like their own growth. Like she didn't realize how much she loved him until he was gone, right? And she had to have that moment. She didn't realize like what her feelings fully were until she wasn't able to have them anymore. So like, sometimes
you don't know what you got till it's gone.
You don't know what it's got till it's gone, and sometimes you don't get there at the same point. Yeah. It's hard. They're like this stuff is hard.
Yeah, and I feel like there's like you said earlier, there's no right or wrong way to express your love or to get there, because there's also people who like, okay, you have arranged marriages as well. Yeah. Right? Especially in this not so much in the Western culture, right?
Right.
But in other cultures.
But Indian culture.
In Indian cultures, it's still a common thing, and they still do this. And it's interesting because sometimes there's relationships where maybe like even when you first meet somebody, right? You can't stand them, but you're with them. Or you have arranged marriages where you're like, oh my God, I hate this person. But then as time goes, you grow
to love each other.
And it starts with that respect. So some relationships grow and that love grows from a place of, okay, I don't like you, and then you get that respect, and from that respect you create friendship, and then from that friendship you create love, and so it's interesting because everybody gets there completely different. You have people like you where it's like first sight, like, oh my God, everything's perfect, and then you have some that are just like, yo, it was rough. It was all bad. And then there's some like this where you're like, hey, I like you, rejection. And then later they're like, I'm just kidding, I love you. But the thing about this is a lot of times when this happens, a lot of the times it's harder to get that person back. Once you have that moment to realize,
hard.
once you realize, you're like, oh my gosh, no, I do care about you. I didn't realize. And then at that point, sometimes I feel like it goes back to that ego and pride sometimes.
Yeah.
And then they don't want you back, or they're just honestly like, no, you didn't want me the first time. Like, I'm over it.
It's hard. Yeah.
Or they change their feelings, or they move on.
Definitely.
And so it's a tricky one, and that's why he keeps holding back and holding back.
And that's the hard thing is like, you don't want to get hurt, so you hold yourself back. But in holding yourself back, you
gotta
also
take a
get
shot.
hurt. Like, there's no right way.
I think I would rather shoot my shot and get rejected than never shooting my shot.
Because then you never know.
Yeah, I rather know like at least I tried versus like, damn, I never tried. And then you have that thought of whatever. I would rather try and get rejected, because then later I'd be like, it sucked at the time, but at least I tried.
But I learned something.
I tried.
I learned something, and we've moved on. And sometimes, those friendships are still salvageable, or like it can be continuing relationships after you both have like gone on and been like, okay, it wasn't for us, and I found somebody, and you found somebody, and like we can still be friends. But you're right. You got to take the shots, because if wouldn't you rather live knowing the answer, even if it's a no, than not knowing the answer at all, and
I would.
constantly thinking about like, if only, what if I'd done?
See, I also think I think he possibly could have had a shot if someone else didn't come into the picture.
You know what? That's fair.
I think he was funny, like to a certain extent, and then he got annoying. What happened was he lost his cool the moment he decided he wanted to compete. And sometimes that happens too, because other than that, I think he kind of had it in by losing self-confidence, because before, through the whole thing, he was a confident
Right, he was
guy.
confident.
And she did, you could tell she liked it. She was into it. Sometimes that happens too, where like the moment somebody feels threatened or they start getting self-conscious, then all that attraction that possibly could have been there disappears.
Right, because you're overthinking it, and you're suddenly being
I
like
think,
way too intense.
Honestly, I think that's what happened with him. And then he started doing things that he normally wouldn't do. Like all his jokes were not funny. So then it ended up making him a very irritating person to be around, who's also like bitter and kind of like, you're kind of a jerk. Like, what happened, But I do think that if our main guy didn't come into the picture, there could have been something there.
I think Adi was a walking red flag from the beginning. I'm gonna be honest.
You know what?
I don't think that would have worked. I don't think it would have worked out. They would have gotten into the relationship, and then all of his red flags would have started coming up, and it wouldn't have worked. I'm gonna be honest.
All I'm saying is, I think he meant well. Yes,
he's a little
cuckoo,
obviously.
But it's like that's another part about being in love with somebody, though. You sometimes do things that make you look bad.
That's true.
And I can't fault him for that. I can't. I'm not gonna fault Adi for that, because I mean, toward the end, he went crazy. But I'm just talking about in the beginning, because I think he is authentically a good person.
Oh yeah.
I think he was trying. I mean, he was like, I thought he was like very fatherly. He was like, hold on, before they go, picture your ID. I thought that was adorable.
That was funny.
That was adorable.
I did like that.
It was sweet.
That was good backing up.
And he just wants to make sure they're protected, but at the same, and I believe he wants to be protective or protect them, because he does care about them. And I do believe that. I just think his self-worth and his confidence, he lost that, and then it made him go crazy. And love makes you do crazy things sometimes. There's sometimes, like when I was younger, there was this little boy.
Oh. I
was really young. Just for the
Early
record.
Kristen lore?
I was like preschool or something, okay? Oh, that's how young I was. And
this boy and you just smacked the crap out of him?
No. It gets worse. It's worse.
Oh.
I hate this story.
Go on.
Every time I think about it, I had the biggest crush on this little boy. And I remember we had, in the kindergarten or preschool or whatever, they had open toilets for some reason.
Fascinating.
And I think it's just so they can watch all the kids, so the kids would sit there.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is also Japan.
Okay.
But I like this little boy, and like sometimes you go in the restroom, you see your friends, you're like, hey, and you don't think much of it. You're so
it's
little.
preschool. It's
you're
whatever.
young. I had the biggest crush on him, and I thought he liked me too because he would hold my hand.
Aww.
And I was like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden, this new girl came. Yeah. This new girl came, and he was like, I love her. She's my wife. And I was like, I thought you loved me.
Oh,
and he looked at me, and then and I was so sad because I was like, one day he was just like, yeah, so that's going to be my wife, my new wife, and this and that. And I just looked at him like this, and I was like, what? I was like, but I thought you loved me. He goes, I do, but no, I love her. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, what am I going to do? He goes, you and I, we could go poo-poo together on the toilet. And he goes, and I'll see you around. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because we would sit, you said the toilet. And I'm like, the disrespect. So I remember one day I'm riding my little tricycle at on the playground. And I told her, get on the back. Because you could put your feet on, get on the back. And then I'm like riding it like this. And they had these little playhouses. And I go, come in here. And she goes, and I close the little stupid plastic door. And I go, yes.
Kristen's just out here threatening to kill children.
I was like, you took my boyfriend.
Oh my
and she's
God.
Like, and she goes like this. She goes, she didn't speak English.
So she had no idea what you just said?
No, she spoke Tagalog. And so, and then I just was like, are you okay? Like, and I kept talking because I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I was so young. And anyway, she just like goes like this and walks out. And then I went, hey. And she looks again. And I go, and I go like this. And I looked at him and he looks at me and I looked at him. I went, and then like my sister came over. She goes, why are you chopping everybody's heads off? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I saw it on a movie and I thought maybe that'll keep her away from him.
I got things going on.
And then the next day, and it was like so weird because it was just that all that happened in one day and it was so traumatic for me. And then the next day I was over it and I was like, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
I found it, and I saw this new little boy who came in and he was like this little blonde boy. And I was just like, hi, what's your name? And that was the end of my love story.
Dang. Wow. Well, you heard it here, folks. Kristen threatens murder and then moves on. I love it.
I'm just saying. Love
makes you do crazy things.
It makes you do crazy things. And that was one time. That's the only story I have for you then. Where I acted a little cuckoo.
Audie and Kristen, a match made in heaven. You heard it here first, folks.
I was like, I don't want to sit on the toilet and go poo-poo with you. The insult and disrespect. And he goes, why do we do it all the time and we talk? And I'm like...
It's just nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm like, you're pooping, I'm going pee. That's the difference. And he's like, well, I can't go pee there.
Alrighty.
Anyways, that was the end. Anyway, so all I'm saying is this is adorable. Love makes you do crazy things.
Love does make you do crazy things.
I got Audie's. Audie.
You got Audie's back.
I got Audie's back. I feel for the guy. The end, he went a little too far. He had a little Kristen moment. But I think overall, I feel sorry for him. He was struggling. He didn't know how to handle the competition. That's all. God bless him. He's a sweetie.
Let his ego get in the way.
Let's be real. He's sweet. He was sweet. He had the cute moments. He just
walking red flag.
I don't think he's a full flag. I don't think he's a full
half-mast red flag.
He has like a tip of a red flag.
Okay, all right.
Just like maybe like a hair.
All right. Agree to disagree.
He was still, even though he was a bad guy, and yes, we had moments where like, you're such a dick. You couldn't help but love him.
He was pretty charming.
Thank you.
He was pretty charming.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll give him that.
The other guys were a lot more charming, but I was actually shocked that they didn't do something more with the alcohol, because I thought that was originally like what we were talking about from the beginning, like how some people they study and then I was actually shocked that we didn't get back to that where they like mellowed out on that, and
it was less of a big character point than we thought it was going to be.
Yes, exactly. I thought that was going to be like an issue, like, oh, he's a little bit of alcoholic. But you guys, if you want to be with a girl and stuff like that, the drinking, you got to be able to turn it on and off, because that's a big no-no for me personally. And like, nobody wants to be around an alcoholic or somebody who can't hold their booze. Yeah. It's not cute.
You got to drink in moderation. All things in moderation. You just got to make sure you watch what you're consuming. You know your limits, and you just have enough to have a good time, but not enough to ruin everybody else's good time.
Facts. Other than that, I really, really adore this film.
This was great. This was super delightful. I was smiling the whole time.
The music was pumped too. I was like,
really good. It was beautifully and like well interwoven too. All the little like song montages and everything like that were really sweet, and I liked them a lot. And good character progression, and then just the soundtrack as a whole like really hit me. I think that's a big part of what got me in that end moment with the can, when they were like reflecting on what had happened and he gotten hit in the head, is that pull away with like the kind of beautiful wistful music. It hit me in my feels. I liked it. The ending was
preciously beautiful.
Molto bene.
But you guys, let us know your comments, as you always do. And thank you so much for joining us with this one. I'm Kristen Savasapino.
I'm Michael Boos.
And thank you for all your love and support. See you next time.